Josh says, we heard you mention the term syndication network. What exactly is a syndication network? It's a network of sites. It can be blogs, social media properties, Web 2.0s, etc. That whenever you publish content to a particular property, it then republishes, hence the name syndication, out to the other properties that it's attached to that are syndication points or pickups, whatever you want to call them. We did that for many, many years where we taught building a branded network of social media and Web 2.0, bookmarking sites, etc. And then using the RSS feed from the money site, or you can use a branded YouTube channel or both to then syndicate content that is published and produced and published by the brand out to that branded syndication network. And then we used to just hammer the shit out of those branded network properties with bulk spam links. And that's how I got results from my local SEO agency for several years. That was all we did. I swear to God. And it worked for years. That's not really working the way that it used to. And I actually don't even do the syndication part of it anymore. What I do is what I call brand expanding, which we're actually relaunching Syndication Academy as brandexpander.pro. That's going to be hopefully, if not by the end of this month, within the first week or two of April. We're talking about the launch now, actually. But we're talking about building the branded network profiles, optimizing them, interlinking them, and then just constantly building out branded profiles. You can still syndicate to them if you want. I don't do that for my own agency anymore. The kind of effect from that has declined over the years. So now what makes it powerful is building well optimized branded profiles and then constantly referencing them to what I call assisting with discoverability, right? We can inform the knowledge graph for the local entity or the brand by building these branded profiles that are well optimized and then referencing them, and same as attributes and schema, putting them in the G sheet that's embedded in the ID page, all of that kind of stuff. And that over time, as you build more and more of those profiles, really builds brand authority. And it's really, really powerful when you do that well over time. It's not something that happens overnight. And I've seen people post in our mastermind about like, hey, does anybody have a branded asset, done for you service or a gig that can do it? I found that none of those perform as well as if you build them manually and do it slowly over time, like a few properties per month. A VA can do that. And over the course of a few months, it builds so much authority to the brand. When you get them all done at once, they're usually done poorly. They're not optimized well. And I think it triggers, I don't know this for sure, but Google starts to identify or crawl them and sees a bunch of them pop up very quickly. I think it has less effect a lot of times because they're done very poorly anyways. When you do it manually and optimize them, and that's what Brand Expander is all about. It's about teaching you guys how to go find the properties and then create a profile and optimize it thoroughly and do that consistently over time. And it's not any one of you that should be doing it. It should be a team member, a virtual assistant, etc. That is exactly how the training is set up, so that none of you should be doing that work. You should hire that out, plug them into it. And if you had a VA that just, built out, let's say 2 profiles per week, like that's a couple hours, maybe a 4-hour job, right? If that, to do 2 profiles per week. Just do that consistently. And over the course of a few months, you will have built considerable authority to the brand if done correctly. And I've seen it in the tree service industry over and over and over again. About month 5, it just blossoms. Everything just explodes. And I don't know why. It's always been sometime around month 5 that I see it have a significant effect. And it's not necessarily quantity, but it may just be age. I don't know why, but it just seems to have a really good effect.